All right, hello everybody. Welcome to coronavirus update number 23, 24, or 25. It's approximately 8:10 p.m. right here on the East Coast in the great state of New Jersey. So we are going live right now. Today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020, and some very exciting stuff is going on. Let me just get my AirPods and stuff. So I could actually take my AirPods off for a while. Hi, Mohammed Salah. Hi, I love elevators, and hello, elevators of Steel City by Otis Elevator Fan 102. How are you guys? So, you guys, very exciting stuff is going on, especially right here in the Northeast. Anchors with exterior entrances have begun to reopen. Boscov's in New Jersey reopened yesterday. JCPenney in the Northeast is expected to open up tomorrow. I don't know the word yet about Lord & Taylor, but might be at the end of the week, so we'll just have to wait and see. Hi, I love elevators, and hello, everybody else. How are you all doing? Wow, 8 people watching. Okay, wow. Lots of people here tonight. So, in regards to other mall trips, I might be going to a mall this weekend. I just don't know which one yet. It's probably going to be a mall that's one floor and that has anchor stores with elevators, but it's out on Long Island. I'm not going to say because I don't want to give it away just yet. Now, I also wanted to double dip as well, but I didn't want to. I was in someone's stream before coming in here. Oh, okay, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that malls are not opened up yet. I think this whole thing with led by data and science, I don't know, but that's me. Hey Matt, how are you, man? Hi Brandon Smith, how are you? June 26th. I heard the New York stores are opening June 20th. So I think that might be pushed back earlier, but I don't know yet. But yeah, Nordstrom's Freehold is not reopening, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. They're still opened up, but only for curbside pickup. That's about it, really. They're not opening up. Nordstrom's is expected to open up Cherry Hill, and I think Cherry Hill, Short Hills, and Menlo opened up today, and I think Westfield Garden State Plaza is opening up on Thursday. So right now, unfortunately, it's only stores with exterior entrances and anchor stores, obviously, that have exterior entrances, which is fine because the mall I'm going to only has elevators with stores that have exterior entrances. So no 4th of July this year. Wow. Yeah. So I'm on this Facebook group. It's called Department Stores Matter. And somebody apparently contacted the Macy's store at the Walt Women Shops in Huntington Station, New York. And they said, yeah, it's not reopening to the public. And most of the inventory got transferred to other stores, such as Walt Women Shops, Westfield South Shore, and Smith Haven Mall, from what I heard. So very unfortunate that I was not able to see it. But what can you do? I mean, we had all these lockdowns in place, so not really much you could do. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's not going to be too many fireworks shows this year. The Macy's fireworks are still happening, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of events this year for 4th of July. In fact, they actually just canceled the firework like a ceremony that they typically have in the town next to me. That was canceled this year. So not much you can do, but what can you do, Hey, Scott, how are you, man? Hello, Alex Elevator Fan. How are you? So no update on store closings yet. I'm expecting to see some updates on Thursday. Typically, I get the updates nowadays from via jobs.sears.com. So that is when I can probably have some more information about Sears liquidation sales once that information becomes available, which it will be this week, since not essential retail is opened up in both New York and New Jersey beginning this week. Yeah, I've heard nothing about Lord & Taylor either. All I've pretty much heard is that the stores are reopening, and they're reopening up at a very fast rate. So I don't know which stores are going to be ready by Friday. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Wow, there's a lot of people watching the stream tonight. So the COVID charts, I'm not really going to go over them because, it's expected. It's coming down. But the good news is it's starting to come down, certainly here. But some states are going to experience their peak a little bit later on, especially in the South. So, yeah. Yes, I know they did a lockdown in Beijing again because there was another outbreak in another wet market. I don't trust those Chinese wet markets, but that's just me. I haven't heard anything about Lord & Taylor. Can you do an Eddie Lampert rant? Not yet. I gotta wait until they post the new jobs. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fireworks got postponed in the city next to me, but the Macy's fireworks are still going to go on. It's just I don't know if there's going to be crowds or if it's just going to be just on TV or something like that. But I'll definitely be watching the Macy's fireworks. It's one of the two great productions that Macy's runs each year. I do too, but there's not much we can really do. But yeah, it was another Chinese wet market, and in Beijing this time. So clearly, it's. But I guess this time it was imported instead of it being exported. So it's whatever, I guess. Yeah, I know. That's one of the two Sears and Roebuck stores left on Long Island. Westfield Sunrise and Green Acres Mall are the only two left. I don't know. Did he close his? I don't think he closed his channel. Did he? That would really suck because Jim Lee has been around for a very long time. Boy, that would suck though. No, he definitely didn't close his channel. That's a good thing, actually. No, it's not Jim's fault. It's not his fault. No, he's a very nice guy, and we've actually talked before. Yeah, nothing. There's nothing wrong with Jim Lee at all. He didn't cause it. It was other people, not him. Actually, you still have the one in downtown Hackensack. There's three: Hackensack, Rockaway, and Sears. But those are the only two attached to a mall left in New Jersey. But there's actually three left. Hackensack has really stood the test of time. That store has dodged so many closing lists. It's incredible. Although unfortunately, I do feel like it's going to be on one pretty soon. But the question is, when are they going to put the list out? And it's probably going to happen at some point probably by the end of this month, or they'll probably just post it on jobs.sears.com, and that's probably where it'll say store closing, because typically they post their store closing on a Thursday, typically. Yeah, Woodbridge closed right when coronavirus was peaking. They closed April 11th because I guess the building got sold. No, it's not Jim. It's not Jim Lee's fault. It's certainly not his fault. Yeah, Jim Lee still has. His channel is still open. It's certainly not his fault. Definitely not his fault. Yeah, I mean it was a former Abraham and Strauss. It's a shame, and that was a big store too. There was a 3-level store. I mean, I'm glad I went during the holiday season. I kind of knew too with the way that the store was looking. I mean, when I went inside, I saw 0 customers inside. Like it was that sad, that store, and that tells you something about that store. I think it was more so the government of the country. So yeah, it wasn't more. I don't think it was the people's fault. It was the government's fault, unfortunately, in China. Hi, Joe. How are you? Same thing for when I went. Hi, Ultra Eric. How are you? Wow, there's a lot of people watching tonight. Any other liquidation sales? No, not right now. Oh, big news today, actually. 24 Hour Fitness closed some gyms yesterday. New Jersey, we got hit with 7. We got hit with a couple here. The one in the town next to me closed. The one in Wayne that had a ThyssenKrupp closed. The one in the next town over me also had a ThyssenKrupp. Parsippany closed, which it wasn't open up too long ago. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised too. I didn't really like the 24. They didn't really treat me right. They were not too excited about me filming their elevator, so I personally don't really care. So yeah. Yes, I heard. I saw their announcement on Facebook, believe it or not. I plan on going pretty soon because Macy's in Harrisburg is going to be liquidating. Yeah, there is Export Fitness. I've never been to an Export. I think they're only on Long Island. There's the one at Roosevelt Field and Westfield Sunrise. Yeah. Yeah, I think 24 permanently closed because of COVID. And personally, I never really liked their location in the town next to me. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised either. Oh, is it opening 7/3? Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Wow. They're going to open up just in time for 4th of July weekend. That's smart. So they're not going to miss out on that. There is. You have to take an elevator within the former Bloomingdale's Furniture Gallery to access it. Oh, good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, me too. The earliest I want to go is the middle of July because I want to see Macy's at Harrisburg in their liquidation sales. So I would like to go probably right after 4th of July weekend, just to avoid the crowds, or maybe a week or two after. But if I can get there before August, I will be the happiest man alive. Well, that's fine. I mean, they don't want people gathering. That makes sense, actually. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what my university is actually doing too. My former one, at least. I don't know about my community college. Yep. Westfield is a messed up mall. No, Westfield just like Unibail Rodamco Westfield just likes to neglect Sunrise. South Shore is the better property, at least Westfield wise, in the Long Island region of New York. Their flagship New York property is World Trade Center. That's like their best Westfield property. Sunrise, I agree with you, Scott. Westfield Sunrise is bad. It's a bad Westfield property. I will agree with you there because that one person didn't want the mall to get renovated. But Westfield South Shore is very up to date. It's one of the most modern malls in New York, and it's probably one of the best Westfield flagship suburban New York State malls, which I want to go to at some point. Not going to be hinting a trip yet. Oh wow, August 13th and August 17th. Wow. I think it will. Macy's is a huge brand. Yeah, Macy's has a lot of value. I think it's because that guy was with other stores. Yeah, me too. I definitely want to go to Westfield South Shore because it's a really nice Westfield mall. They should add a Boscov's. I agree, definitely. Boscov's would do so well at that mall. And it should really go in the former J.C. Penney, and they have the space to do it too. No, Macy's is still going to exist. It's definitely still going to exist. And the reason that Macy's is very valuable, they also run the parades, so I don't think Macy's is going anywhere. I think it's just a guy who wants to just bring in bad news. Sucks that Sears closed the store in Woodbridge. Eddie Lampert is a jerk. Yeah, he's a Wall Street billionaire. Like I said, he only cares about the profits. He doesn't care about the people. If the store's not bringing in profits, or if they need to close stores to cut costs, then they're willing to take that risk. And Eddie Lampert has gotten away with closing hundreds of stores and eliminating probably almost over 500,000 jobs, if you think about it. over the past 10 or 20 years or so, or the long reign that he's been CEO of the company. He was CEO of Sears, and then he formed Transform Co., and now he's still in charge of the thing. I don't know. The whole thing is pretty messed up, in my opinion. Yeah, it's unfortunate that person in the town of Oyster Bay didn't want to renovate Westfield Sunrise, and because of his stupid move, now that mall is in a lot of trouble. They really should fix up Westfield Sunrise. I agree. Yeah, I heard about Neiman Marcus. It did. It did because of COVID. How many Westfield malls are there? There's a couple. There's Westfield Sunrise, Westfield South Shore. At least in the New York, New Jersey area, there's four of them. There's Westfield South Shore, Westfield Sunrise, Westfield World Trade Center, Westfield Garden State Plaza, which is the only one in New Jersey. There's a couple in Connecticut. There's Trumbull, Westfield Trumbull, and Meriden. Those are the only two in Connecticut. There's a couple in Illinois, a couple in Florida. There's a lot in California. That's where they're big. There's a lot of big Westfield malls there. So there's a couple, but they're really just spread along the coasts and in Florida, obviously, and Seattle too. Washington State has their big one, which is Westfield South Center. Westfield Sunrise now has the worst reviews. Yeah, I agree. Of course. I think there's another Boscov's in that area. Yeah, there's no Westfield malls in Pennsylvania. Mall of the Source is just an awful mall too. Oh yeah, that's right. Maryland. Westfield Montgomery, Westfield Annapolis, and Westfield Wheaton. Those are the three in Maryland. I forgot about Maryland actually. Nah, the source was just bad. And I'm still surprised that the Cheesecake Factory is still there. It's still there to this very day. The Cheesecake Factory still exists. They should have just moved to Roosevelt Field when they got the chance, but they didn't. Oh, Bloomingdale's the outlet. Yeah, there's a Bloomingdale's outlet here in New Jersey at the outlets of Bergentown Center. Oh, Moonbeam. Yeah, we have Simon, Brookfield, and Westfield. Those are the big. Oh, and Taubman, which is now not merging with Simon, which is great. But Simon has a couple properties in New Jersey too. They have the shops at Riverside, Newport Center, Rockaway Town Square, Livingston Mall, Ocean County Mall, which is a mall I'm going to try and visit this summer as well. And what's another Simon Mall? Then they own a couple of outlets too. Yeah, there's only one Taubman Mall in New Jersey, and it's the mall at Short Hills, which I am so glad that Simon is now not buying now because they would have destroyed that mall. So I'm happy that's not happening now. Yeah, outdoor is only in New Jersey. No, the problem is there's already a Cheesecake Factory at the mall at the Source, and Westfield Sunrise isn't exactly that popular enough to house a Cheesecake Factory. Unless the area gets more expensive, they might put in a Cheesecake Factory, but I don't know. Like I said, the area would have to get much more expensive, and they'd have to make it like a premier mall. Will the world get the spread of the virus again? Can't say no, and I can't say yes to that question. Unfortunately. Yeah, I mean that's really the only things there. Just the Cheesecake Factory, PF Chang's, which I'm surprised that they're still open. They should have moved to Roosevelt Field by now. Fortunoff Backyard Store, that's an interesting one, and Dave and Buster's is an interesting one. You know, at one point they had a Rainforest Cafe there, believe it or not, many years ago, at that mall, which is crazy to think. I think that was one of the only ones in the state of New York. And then it became a Nordstrom's Rack, I think, a couple of years later. Yeah, but there used to be many years ago a Rainforest Cafe on Long Island. It was actually only there for about 3 years. Um, and it opened in 1997, and then it closed in 2000. It literally closed maybe a month after I was born. That's a shame. Yeah, that's right. It did close in 2000. Yeah, there's two in New Jersey actually. Menlo Park, and the other one is located in Atlantic City, which they're ironically enough going to knock down a casino and leave the structure up. Yeah, it is. It is. I've been there. I've been to both actually in my state. I've been to Menlo Park and I've been to Atlantic City. They're not bad. Oh, Ross Park Mall, nice. That I think that's a Simon Mall too, with a Nordstrom store, I believe. Probably. I mean that Schindler was very dumpy and disgusting. I'm glad that they removed that Schindler and replaced it with the ThyssenKrupp. The ThyssenKrupp was honestly a solid replacement for that Schindler. By the way, I believe that store is open now. I don't have any plans to go to that mall, but yeah, that's a nice ThyssenKrupp. That's a nice ThyssenKrupp, and Burlington's a nice ThyssenKrupp. Yeah, they do. That was the whole point, and they had a water fountain and stuff. Yeah, I think the last time I ate at one was a couple years ago in Atlantic City. I don't really go to places like that much. I think the last time I ate at a Rainforest Cafe was in Disney. It's very overpriced for what it is. It's very expensive. Very expensive. And the thing is, the Rainforest Cafe really only works in destination places. So, like Florida, for an example, you could put it in Disney's Animal Kingdom or downtown Disney. Like it would work there as like a tourist attraction. It's not really meant for your local mall. Well, J.C. Penney's opening up tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I ate at the one at Disney Springs in 2015. I'm like, it was like right before I started high school. This was like 5 years ago, obviously when the world was in a much better place. Yeah, it closed in September of 2000. Literally, that was literally a month after I was born. Crazy. Yeah, Nordstrom's is not opening up to the public in Freehold again. They're just doing curbside pickup, I believe, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is a real shame too, because they actually would have had the chance to reopen, but corporate just didn't want them to open. Right? Didn't want them to open. They have junk elevators, right? No, they had an Otis. They had an Otis Elevonic, which is a real shame. Yeah, but that's only for curbside pickup. They're not even letting the public in. I actually emailed the general manager twice. They even said, "Yeah, we're not opening up to the public again," which is a real shame too, because I actually would have went down there at some point this week, but it's not happening now. You know, especially if it's not going to open up, it's really not worth it for me to make the trip all the way down there. Oh, J.C. Penney, Roosevelt Field. Yes, yes, those are junk. Those are junk. Sorry about that. I get all these questions at once and it's like delayed, so my apologies. But yeah, J.C. Penney, Roosevelt Field. Yeah, crappy Kone monitor TR. Used to be nice Dovers, but then they completely ripped them out, and the parts have been and the elevators have been gone since. Thanks. You too. I love elevators. Stay safe. That's right. Virgin Records was there. I forgot about that. and Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth and Nordstrom's Rack. Yeah, like that was the outlet mall. And then what killed that mall was the gallery at Westbury Plaza, because that was a big Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth. Now I believe it's just called Saks off Fifth. It used to be called Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth. Now they just rebranded it to Saks off Fifth, which actually makes a lot more sense because then you confuse the two. So I'm glad that actually Hudson Bay did that. That was actually smart. Yeah, the problem with the Source was the Source pretty much lost a lot to the Gallery at Westbury Plaza, because the Gallery at Westbury Plaza is a very attractive shopping mall, and it's got all the outlet stores that are opposite to Roosevelt Field, such as Nordstrom's Rack, Bloomingdale's Outlet, Saks off Fifth, and Trader Joe's. So just the better mall and overall a better looking and much better maintained property too. They also didn't have a lot of space to work with. Like I said, it's right off Old Country Road, so they didn't have a lot of space to work with. So yeah, but the mall at the Source is a really sad story. It didn't have to be that way, but yeah. I mean, back in the day, Westfield was supposed to build it, and it was going to be Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom's, and this would have been the Westfield flagship mall. Because you got to remember, at the time, Westfield had Westfield South Shore, so Westfield was looking to expand their footprint on Long Island. So it's a real shame that Westfield couldn't do that. Because, I mean, they were going to build a Nordstrom's and a Neiman Marcus, but you already had the competing Roosevelt Field Mall not too far away. I don't know. Yes, Hudson Bay destroyed the Lord and Taylor Stanford. They destroyed it because that was a perfectly good elevator, and all they had to do was keep getting parts. But nope, they had to completely destroy a pretty good classic-looking cab with a generic Kone that runs like trash. Horrible. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So. But anyways. All right, guys. I just have to get. I'm just. Excuse me. I'm just have to use the bathroom, guys. I will be right back. Yeah. It's just not saying all Kone elevators are bad, but the products, at least here in America, are not too great from experience, at least. So, I'm gonna actually. Oh, there we go. Much better. Much better. So, as I was saying, yeah, Nordstrom's Freehold, it's curbside pickup. They're not opening up the store again. Unless the manager changes his mind, but temporarily closed. Oh, they might be done. Now it's saying temporarily closed. So I don't know. I don't know at this point. Yeah, they're better in like Europe and stuff, but the American product is horrible, Kone. Which is a shame too. Because it's a good company, and Diesel Juicy went with them, but they're not great. They're not great elevators in America, which is unfortunate. But yeah, now they're saying temporarily closed. And I mean, I have contacted the manager twice. I personally don't want to email him again unless he reaches out to me and says it's going to reopen. I haven't heard anything from him, so probably looking at a no-go for Nordstrom's Freehold, unfortunately, unless something changes. But I don't think at this point it is. I think it's set in stone, and I think the store is closing. I don't think it's going to reopen to the public. The best thing to do, unfortunately, is to move on. There's nothing you can do. You know, nobody expected the pandemic to hit, and the pandemic hit, and that's why Nordstrom's and Freehold is not going to reopen up to the public. Unfortunately, kind of like 24 and kind of like Macy's and Comac. You just got to count the losses and move on with life. You know, there's only so much effort you can put into wanting to save a store, but you know, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm just going through my messages right now. Nothing. So I think Nordstrom's Freehold is done. Honestly, I could show you guys the page if you want. Share the screen. Okay. Yeah, this is it right here. Nordstrom's Freehold temporarily closed. Yeah. So here's the thing behind Macy's and Comac. So the lease expires this month. So because the landlord of the Comac Plaza already had another tenant lined up, they wanted Macy's out by June. So pretty much what happened, and I tried calling them recently, and they said, and they transferred me over. Like they disconnected the phone number from the store and stuff. And actually, somebody today actually commented on my Macy's Comac video and said yesterday they went to Macy's at what was it, Smith Haven, and they said what's it called? They said that they saw stuff shipped from Comac to Smith Haven. So that's how I know that Macy's and Comac is not reopening. So it's a real shame, but what can you do? Also, now Macy's at Smith Haven Mall, the elevator is now broken, so I am not going there now. But from what I heard, it's going to be broken. It's not going to be fixed till the end of the month. So yeah, I won't be I'm not touching that. Now I'm not even touching that mall because I'm not. Yeah, no, great. I'm going to take the train out to ride to Schindler's. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I will take my wishes with another property on Long Island, but I'm not naming names. I want to surprise everybody. The entire store is getting knocked down completely. Even the old abandoned garden center, that's going away too. And a BJ's Wholesale Club is expected to take over the entire former spot, which is a real shame because a BJ's Wholesale Club ain't anything special. But what can you do? The landlord wanted a BJ's so damn badly, and he won, unfortunately. Hudson Bay should have never mounted the Dover. I agree. I don't know when Lord & Taylor is going to close all their stores, unfortunately. Check my phone real quick. I'll go over that a little bit. Look at that later, I guess. Well, here's the thing. So Lord & Taylor in particular, so they're not exactly going through liquidation sales right now, but they will soon. I just don't know when. It's probably going to be a process, but I don't even know when and where it's going to happen. So yeah. Oh, I am so tired. I don't know what's going to replace Nordstrom's and Freehold, unfortunately. It looks like Nordstrom's and Freehold, I think, is honestly done. I think. Which to me is not a surprise. I bet as soon they cleaned up all the inventory, and now at this point they're just going to lock the doors forever. So it's a shame. 24 is a shame too. That's certainly another loss. 24, but what can you do? No, Von Maur doesn't do stores in New Jersey, so no. I don't know exactly what is going to happen with that store. I think a Bloomingdale's would be nice, but the question is, does Bloomingdale's really need a fifth location? Also, the demand would have to be there. The demand would have to be there for a fifth Bloomingdale's. So I don't really know if the demand is there for a fifth Bloomingdale's at this point. They could go in the mall. But what can you do, you know? Yeah, I mean, you had Macy's and Comac that closed. Sears closed a bunch of stores this year. Kmart and West Orange was one of the first to go this year. Macy's Broadway, that was a significant loss. Macy's Comac, which is now not reopening up to the public. Nordstrom's Freehold, Kmart Penn Station, Sears Smith Haven. I could go on. A lot of losses this year, department store wise. We lost, and I predicted it too. This would be a year of department stores. And unfortunately, my prediction was right, and I couldn't even visit about 4 of the stores. 2 of them were my own fault, but 2 of them were unexpected, and they closed because of the pandemic. So hopefully we don't have a second wave, because then we're going to have even more store closures. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen, because boy, that would suck. That would really suck. They should consider Freehold. I think it would be a great idea for them to go to Freehold. The question is, are they going to keep the old Nordstrom's elevator, you know? And do they really need 3 floors? They have a big location at Monmouth Mall. I don't know if they want to if they're looking into going into Freehold. I mean, I think it's far enough away where it is possible, but like I said, I don't know personally. But that's just my opinion, at least. I'm gonna kind of miss the sun setting. Like, these long days are great. It's just, I don't know. In fact, let me check. Let me go check Sears layoffs right now. Let me see who's gonna get laid off. Although I think where I'll probably find my information is probably on jobs.sears.com. I don't know. But yeah, guys, starting next week, we are coming back with content. Got a couple videos going up next week. Not gonna say where they're coming from yet. But they're coming. Oh, IKEA Rego Center. That's nothing special though. Plus, there's already an IKEA in Brooklyn, I think. But I do want to give you guys a very special update. So we're going to have some new videos coming. That's right. After almost 3 months, we are going back to resuming some new uploads starting on Monday, June 22nd, 2020. I got a bunch of videos coming next week. It's very exciting. I cannot wait to start filming again. Obviously, you guys already know, practicing social distancing. Where is that thing? Oh, I probably don't have it with me right now. I'm wearing a face mask, bringing hand sanitizer, and I'm looking forward to start filming elevators again. I haven't filmed one since March 10th, so I'm very excited to share this news with you guys. So again, videos are going to start getting uploaded on Monday, June 22nd, 2020, and I don't want to give away where I'm going yet. Because I want it to kind of be a surprise for you guys. That's why I don't want to say anything yet. No, there's no Belk in New Jersey. Belk is not going to expand to New Jersey. I don't think so. Yeah, but I think they're going to be able to control it. I think, yes, there is a second outbreak in China. However, I think they're going to be able to control it much better now. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. They're going to be able to control it and contain it. And plus, they have all that contracting, tracing, and testing. So I think it will be much better controlled now because We know what the first wave is like, so we're going to try as hard as we can to hopefully avoid a second wave of the coronavirus. You think probably. That Sears was nothing special either in the Rego Center. That was just a crappy Schindler MT. Yeah, I think there's already a treatment that's coming. It's a very cheap and efficient one, so that might be getting rolled out quickly. So there's certainly some good news, and I think that we might very well have some kind of treatment before fall, which would be fantastic and would make the second outbreak much smaller. So yeah. Bye, Alex Elevator fan. See you later, man. All right, guys. So if you guys have any last minute questions, we're probably going to end the stream pretty soon. I'm pretty tired personally. No live stream tomorrow. I gotta spend a little bit of time tomorrow doing schoolwork because I got a project that's due before the end of this week, and I have other stuff to do. So, all right, guys. So we will see you guys on Friday. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If this is your last week of academic school, I wish you guys the best of luck. And especially to your seniors, class of 2020, you guys are almost there. Just a couple more days, and you will be done with school. And anybody who's going to be going into college, I wish you the best of luck. I'm in college myself. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you again for watching Coronavirus Update number 23, 24, 25. I don't really know the numbers now. So, anyways, thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. That's it.